We can talk about how drug dealers, motorcycles, shooting. You know what I'm saying? Philippines.
The way that he was like killing drug addicts.
Dude, it's funny. It's funny.
Have you guys ever had this thing called ensaymada?
Yeah, ensaymada?
Yes, my brother loves it.
Yeah.
My brother loves it. And then the pan de coco.
That one's great too.
I never had one.
What? You're freaking lying. Okay, yeah.
Even
This is content. This is content that should be.
Hey guys, it's Emil Apollo, and welcome to the Blessed Fall podcast. I'm here with my co-host EJ, Emil John. My original guest could not make it today, unfortunately. So here I have Emil John. Why don't you introduce yourself, bro?
He's stepping in. So
I
let's
see.
talk to him.
Hello everyone.
We have a guest also, Catalina. She's just jumping in. Yeah.
You can also introduce yourself. It's all good.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Emil John Simon, but most folks know me as EJ, which is all plain well and good. I'm a third year at UCSD in Ravel, general bio major. I don't know what other labels are there, but also I'm a student minister. I'm also a student minister at the UCSD Newman Catholic Center. Wait, community for UCSD student. Oh my god.
It's okay. He's freaking out. Sorry guys. He's freaking out. It's okay.
I facilitate Christian life community as a small group leader.
A Christian life community has
faith, friendship, and service.
It's actually friendship, faith, and service in order.
Oh. It's actually that order.
I don't know.
No, it's faith, friendship, and service.
I added a YouTube video
Okay,
with.
so I'm wrong.
Yeah, I added an Instagram video with Finn in it. Y'all looking for a faith community? I need to put that in the video for the context. Yeah.
Friendship, faith, and service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where should we start off? You know what? Let's start off with this. Okay. You and I are both Filipino.
Apparently.
Apparently. What do you mean apparently?
Allegedly.
No, like yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like you look pretty Filipino to me. I don't know.
That's why I said apparently.
Apparently. Okay.
Carrie.
Your parents, both from Manila?
Yep.
How did they meet?
They came to the States. They met here in the States. So originally my folks came to Los Angeles, LA, and they were living their lives independently until like their friends like managed to get them together. Yeah.
Did they know each other?
Nope, not previously.
But then friends. Oh, that's so cool. You rarely see that nowadays.
So yeah, really like working. I don't know. God's work is working behind the scenes when you don't see it.
I see it. Yeah.
But yeah, so they came here to the States, and they lived together in LA, and then like moved out to Glendale. Had my older siblings, and then ended up moving out
in
to
the Greater Los Angeles
County, the
Yeah.
Antelope Valley.
Yeah.
And had me and my younger sister. So
Yeah.
I'm a family of 6. So there's that.
Yeah.
Got 4 siblings.
Growing up, what was it like growing up for you in the family?
For me, I sit in the middle of things as a middle child.
Were you ignored as the middle child?
Not necessarily, but I did everything I could to. Okay, yeah, I guess I was. I always did things that. Always had my older siblings like looking, looking down on me, or I don't know. Like there was
Really?
a familial hierarchy. So like my parents, and then like my older siblings, and then me, and then I guess I had some seniority over my younger sister, but I don't know. It was always like paying respect to those who are older.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So honestly, like I kind of lay low for a lot of things, but can't say I really rubbed off that way to my younger sister now.
I see. Yeah. When did you realize like? What was your first experience being like Catholic? Do you know? I remember when I was younger. My first like ever. Okay, no, more like my 5th ever memory of ever existing was me like going in church, and I looked around. I saw like a giant water like in a circle. It was the baptismal font. I was like, why is it so giant? And then I went inside the church. My mom, I was in like what's it called? The pews. And I would just be crawling around, and I would be vibing.
You remember crawling?
I do remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, sentient.
That's very rare.
I remember.
Like, how old were you?
Like 4, 3. No,
crawl
not
at
3.
4?
Not 3. Not 3. Definitely like 4, 5, 6. Around that
You
age.
would crawl around 4 or 5.
I would be like on the pews. I look down the kneelers.
You could walk.
I'm not sure if I could walk. I don't
At
remember.
the age of 4 and 5 and 6?
I don't remember if I could walk.
I can't remember that far
Something
for
sucks.
myself.
I could be older, but I don't remember. I swear it was not like freaking. It was like far back. This is not 8 years old for sure. I know for
No, I just thought since he started crying, I was like, oh, he was 2. Like, how does he remember that?
2.
That's wild.
I did not say I was 2.
No, but usually when people are calling, they're like 2 or something. Or 1. Or
Oh, okay, sure. Anyways, I was in the pews.
Sorry.
You're good. You're
I
good.
was just shocked. I was like,
I was in the
memory
pews.
from when you were 2?
I was in the pews.
God made such an impact on you.
I was in the pews, staring, vibing. I looked at the stained glass and I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." What was your first like memory of being Catholic? If you even knew what Catholic and religion and church and mass and all those things were.
As first I had conceived religion in my life, I think it was when my folks sent me off to school. So I went to Catholic school K through 12. So from the get-go, like I started with kindergarten, learning about the faith already. That's my first experience with it because I remember like we had these textbooks. It was a tree, and it was called it was a tree.
A tree.
There was a tree on it, and the textbook was called Cult of Faith. I don't know, probably find that on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
But I remember like looking through it, and like we would have religion classes as early as 5 years old, and learning about the faith in that sort of way. As to when it came to my parents teaching me anything about the faith, that's a little blurry, but I remember like it was a big thing to always celebrate one's baptism, since like I went to we would always celebrate baptisms, and I remember like it was always a special day when it was also my mom's birthday because I was baptized on her birthday. I don't know, she really loved me that much.
Actually, how many days? How old were you then?
I would say I was about 5.
What?
What?
Did I not say I was 5?
What?
So,
You
okay.
got baptized at 5?
Oh, no,
So-
no,
so
like,
let me tell-
no, I was baptized like much earlier, but I'm saying like I remember like celebrating like my baptism like when it was like my mom's birthday, like because like they would always call people's
sure.
like everyone's like baptismal birthdays like every month, and like at the beginning of the school year like it's August, so like I'd be one of the first people like called or like invited to like get a balloon and a fun little certificate.
Oh,
So
that's really cute. Yeah.
so I remember things like that, and that was something that carried through for a while.
Yeah.
That's so cute. When did you guys get baptized?
I got baptized 19 days after I was born.
Really?
Yeah. I have my
Oh my
my
gosh.
baptismal certificate. It's like 19 days after I was born.
That's wow. What about you?
Ooh, can't say I remember, or I don't think I really asked, but that's another thought for another conversation, I think.
What about you?
I was like maybe 2 or 3 months old or something.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Or maybe 4 months old. I don't know, but I have the photos and I was bald. I was bald. They decided to bald me. at that point in time.
Yeah. Because the hair would grow longer. Is that what they said?
No, because
Oh.
it would grow back less patchy. So
Oh,
like,
really?
So I was bald, but I had a little headband.
Aw.
And I have a photo, but in one of them I look really angry. But that was my baptism, I guess. But I was pretty young. So when you said you were 5, I was like,
Oh no! I wasn't baptized at 5. I think I was like baptized much
Mhm.
smaller. Like I
Yeah.
was much smaller.
yeah, because I know in some people like they get baptized like later, like they're like 2 years old or something.
Mhm.
Or like some people it's like you're out of like you're born and you're there already.
It's just like a family preference sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's at one's pace. Nothing too rushed, but usually a lot of folks like to dunk them out of the womb.
That's wild.
No.
That's actually wild.
You're born 2 seconds later. It's like baptized.
The water pool.
The
The water pool.
Have you
the
seen
water
that
pool's-
meme of like the Russian like priest? He does it like he just dips the kid like this.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
No, my friends that are not Catholic, they ask me, they're like, "How was your baptism? Like, did they dunk you?" I was like, "No."
No, they didn't.
like from what I know,
No, they
like,
just get the
hold
water.
you
Yeah,
and they put the water on
yeah, they
you.
put
like,
the water. Yeah.
Like all like calm, not like aggressively. Like
That was that's just like that's Russians for you, to be honest. So
welcome, child of God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so growing up, I want to approach this from 2 perspectives: faith and being Filipino. Let's go, my young Muslim. Okay.
Is that the national anthem? or something?
How did you? Yeah. How did,
Oh.
you heard it? Huh?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't heard it. That's why I was like, oh.
Yeah. Sesame? I forgot the...
Continue.
Okay. So let's approach this from two perspectives. Let's go back to the Filipino part. Filipinoness. When did you realize you were a Filipino?
I didn't, not that, when did I realize? I mean, mainly it came through, like, a lot of the food, I guess. Like, my folks, especially my mom, like, she'd always be, like, making a lot of food and stuff. So, like, a lot of the food that we would eat, like, would be, Filipino cuisine for the most part. And I guess, like, mostly, like, I started, like, grabbing onto, like, my own Filipino identity through food.
Yes.
And then, like, slowly, like, it was just, like, we'd do, like, celebration things, and, like, my family would say, like, oh, this is a Filipino thing to do. Like, I remember, like, always, like, I guess, like, when I was very young, like, New Year's things, like, having, like, all those superstitions.
Yeah.
What
so,
superstitions? I'm curious.
so, like, every year on New Year's, like, we'd always, like, throw like, my dad would always, like, hang up his wallet at the, like, the entryway of our...
Oh my gosh, yo!
He would hang up his wallet.
You too?
No. My family's not as religious.
Oh.
So he'd always hang up his wallet at the front way for, like, good fortune, and, like, we would have a bowl of, like, 12 oranges, and he'd roll those down, like, the entryway too. And as he's doing that, he would also, like, throw a bunch of coins
What?
down our way, and, like, me and my siblings.
The driveway?
No, not in the driveway. Like, so, like, in our house, like, there's, like, a little, like, passageway, like,
The hallway?
like, yeah. That's what I was getting at. Sorry.
You said vocabulary.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He has a thesaurus, like...
Yeah,
behind it.
your
Like-
your lexicon is immaculate.
No.
Passageway.
Lexicon. That's
Passageway.
So he's, like, throwing coins.
Mother, where are you? I'm in the passageway.
You know what it's giving? It's giving medieval castle, like, going through, like, the secret passageway.
The secret passageway.
Guys, like,
To find your, like, secret
Where's the
salad
bathroom?
oranges.
Down the passageway, either to the right. What were we talking about? Superstition? Throwing coins. Okay, yeah, what happened?
So
yeah.
throw the coins on the hallway.
Yeah, so, like, my dad would always, like, be throwing coins, and, like, my siblings and I would always scramble for them. Actually, to this day, we still do that every year.
As you should.
That's pretty cool.
Tradition.
So that's something we still do, for good fortune, then, like, hanging grapes at every, like, for, like, every entryway, so, like, doors and windows for
really?
downstairs, like, we'd have grapes, like, 12 grapes for, like, you know,
The 12 months?
Yeah, for 12 months.
That's so
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
interesting. That's
In Hispanic
so
culture,
interesting.
it's the same
Because
thing.
for us, it's like you have to eat the 12 grapes.
At midnight?
At midnight.
Yeah.
But apparently, you get more luck if you eat them all in a minute.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm finally managed to do it after years. I actually do it this year. I ate them all in 1 minute. But when you said the grapes, I was like, what
That's
do the
pretty cool.
oranges mean?
Something.
The oranges. I never heard about the oranges one.
You know, I never really understood, but, like, also a lot of things, like, if they're round, I guess this also roots in, like, partly, like, what the Philippines had acquired, like, from Chinese tradition for things. Not saying, like, it really is, but, like, a fondness for round things. I don't know, like, a circle is complete.
Yes.
But, like, there is no end.
Yes.
And then, like, that is very symbolic of, like, luck. So, like, your luck would never end, but also when would it start? But
So you roll it and it gives you good luck. Oh,
that's
cool.
something I took to. But the thing is, like, I think superstitions are bad in the Catholic Church. You're not supposed to believe in that sort of stuff. But that's something, like,
There's a difference between, like, innocent superstition that you just do
Yeah.
and, like, oh my gosh, if I do this,
if I
I'm
do
actually
this,
good.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
Could be,
'cause
like, actual good luck.
I agree with that because
Yeah.
like okay, like my family's pretty Catholic. For the viewers out there, which camera do I look at?
You can't see from this, but it's
Okay, I'll
it's
just
right
read it.
there.
So for the viewers out there, I'm Colombian. So yeah, for context, I'm also Catalina. I didn't introduce myself.
You did actually.
You did say.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Yeah, I
Okay.
asked you.
Oh,
I
yes,
asked
you
you
did.
to introduce.
Oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, sorry. So I'm just popping in here. I have to do my little coding.
Why are you so
So-
on a Catholic podcast?
Because the grind doesn't stop, but I
Okay.
wanted to be here
Okay.
and I wanted to support this podcast because I've been tuning
Real
in.
sweet.
So
Damn.
I wanted to support. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But oh yeah, superstitions. Superstitions. I feel like it's fine because it's not like you're banking on it.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, like as long as you're not putting it like before God, then
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
like
wasn't.
I feel like and I feel like you can like be like, oh yeah, like like it can give me good luck. But at the end of the day, like if you're not like fully like invested in it, then I don't think it's wrong.
You want to know one of the first superstitions I learned about?
What?
Do you know like the one where it's Saint Anthony of Padua? You know how he's like the patron saint, like finding stuff. Yeah.
He's helped me so many times.
No, it's not that. It's getting a statue of him, putting him in the ground, like digging a hole and putting him in the ground and putting it like covering up, and then like when you sell the house, hopefully you get like a lot of money, be fortunate to be like.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't know that one?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of things of like digging like a hole and putting like the saint so that something will happen.
Oh,
That's really superstitious.
Tony, look around. Help me look for what must be found.
No, because okay, my paternal grandmother always told me like, oh, like San Antonio, like you need to pray to him if you lose something. Like whenever I lose something, she'd be like San Antonio, and it's worked. Like I can't remember the amount of times that it has actually worked. Like I truly believe.
It's actually insane.
Yeah. The only time that it hasn't worked thus far, I'm not gonna rush St. Anthony, but my keys, I lost my house keys. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna stop believing. Just
of course.
Because he's done me so well so many times. Like someone stole my phone. Like it got stolen, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know if it was stolen. It was just lost. I was like, where'd it go? And then it was like my dad was tracking the Apple ID, and then
the Apple ID,
and someone stole it. And it, like in that moment, I'd been like St. Anthony, like please, like.
That's so cool.
So it does work, guys. But.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my folks are always like, pray that you find it. Ask Saint
Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things I remember learning, like one of those rhymes in like kindergarten.
I did not grow up religious. I had no idea what you were talking about.
But
what you were saying,
that's something.
Yeah, that rhyme. I was like, I've never heard it.
Yeah, I never heard it.
That's something I remember.
Because my grandma didn't tell me a rhyme or anything. She was just like, oh, like.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but what my grandma does, my grandma's better than me, because whenever she loses something, that's like, well, I think like something like big or something. I don't know. If she finds it and she prays to Saint Anthony, she goes and pays for a mass for him. But
really?
I don't know how that works here.
I don't know either, to be
but
honest.
I think it's like basically donate it to the church or something.
Okay,
like
just regular donation. Then
like you do a little donation, and then like in the mass they're like, oh, like in thanks to Saint Anthony or something. Like for his soul
really?
or something. I think that's what they do. I'm not sure, because then it's like.
When do they do that?
Is
it when you do like you offer the money? It's like pray my brothers and sisters.
Intention, because it's like what she tells me in Spanish is like I'm gonna pay the mass to Saint Anthony. So I don't know if it means I'm gonna ask her. Actually.
Okay, you should ask her.
I'm gonna ask her because I don't know if it means pay the like pay as in like donate and that's it, or in the mass it's like.
It's like the offerings.
Offering secret intention or something.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. So growing up, you talked about food, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Filipino dish growing up?
Beef steak and rice. Period.
What?
So beef steak. Beef steak. That's how Filipinos pronounce it.
Pronounce what?
Beef
steak.
You're lying.
Beef
That's
steak.
so similar.
Yeah.
Because like in Hispanic culture people say beef steak.
Yes.
And I realized it recently, like I saw a meme that it was like beef steak is beef steak. I was like,
you didn't know that?
Hold on.
Okay,
slow down.
I didn't know that. In reality, I've never really heard anyone in my family say it.
Mm.
So it's not like a word that I really use, but I heard like some people like in the menus and stuff, like it says like beef steak. I'm like, oh, like that's steak. That's what steak means.
Yeah.
But,
beef steak. Like
so it's
beef steak.
Got some onions in there too and
how
everything.
How do you spell it? How do you pronounce it?
Beep. BIPST.
Oh.
ST. Well, no, it's actually it's spelled in English. I'm spelling like how you pronounce it.
Yeah, but it's like beef steak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My
Cool.
God.
If you want to say.
Oh, because there's no F, huh?
No, there's not.
That's why.
Yeah,
that makes,
no F's given.
That's hilarious. That should go in the quote.
I'm gonna put that later.
Oh.
No, wait, no, it's
That's
not gonna be appropriate because they're like F.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. So yeah, I really like beef steak. The more sour it is, the more like I really enjoy it.
Yes.
Onions, they're really good.
Yes.
Especially when they're really soft. Sitting
Like,
in like it's like
how does it?
So it's
is it
like
cooked?
so beef steak.
Boiled or something.
So like they're sitting in the marinade. So like that's like soy sauce, calamansi, or like some kind of citrus of some sort, and yeah, that sits for a good minute in as my mom would cook it, like in the pan, and like they would soften up to a very nice soft consistency, and they would just melt, and I just
That sounds so good. Is it hard to make?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, so here's the thing. A lot of Filipino food is actually kind of easy, to be honest.
Not kinda. It just straight up is.
It's straight up is.
You like you just toss things together and like it's not as much technical work.
There's not a lot.
A new cuisine that I can experiment with, possibly.
Suppose we'll work with that.
We will find out. Yeah.
I'll find out.
What are the other Filipino foods? My favorite growing up was sinigang na baboy. I love sour pork so much. Yeah, the tamarind just like making it sweet. Oh, the sweet. Tamarind making it sour. I just love it so much, dude. What else? Kare.
Kare.
Yep.
I like that, although it's not my favorite.
No! No! The peanut butter sauce is so good.
I'll eat it.
Okay,
Okay,
Filipino foods.
What's
See,
it called again?
Kare.
Kare. Is it K?
Yep, that's how.
Kare.
Panlasang Pinoy. What does that mean?
Huh? Ano ba?
It says.
Panlasang Pinoy.
I don't know.
Actually, I have no clue. I can say it, but I don't know.
Oh, it's a stew. Wait.
Yes.
Is it similar to the?
That's peanut butter sauce.
Is it similar to chicken satay?
Ooh,
Kinda.
kinda. Actually, yeah. I
Kinda.
never made that connection.
I've
Wow.
had chicken satay before.
Yeah. And then you have that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Sinigang.
But this is pork, because the other one's chicken. That's cool.
You use
Looks
oxtail
so
in it, honeycomb,
Yeah.
tripe.
Tripe. Yeah, the tripe. I love the tripe.
Is the tripe like?
No,
cooked?
so you have the meat and you know.
Is the tripe like cooked? Is it fried?
Now that you're all
or-
talking, I'm getting hungry.
Stop. We gotta stop. Okay. I want to talk a lot about food, but then you're getting hungry, and I don't want to make you feel like, oh.
No, I mean like I'll talk about it. It's just like dang, like that sounds so good.
Yeah. But
Felt.
Yeah. Okay. So, speaking about Filipino-ness, going in school, was your school diverse?
I would say yeah, there was a mix of folks. So yeah, we had so there were students who were white, black, Hispanic. Yeah, there was quite a lot of so where I was raised and grown, we had quite a bit of a Spanish-speaking population. So definitely, I have a lot of friends who are from there. And let's see, and then also there was like a good mix, I guess, of some Asian and Filipino. So I mean, mainly, yeah, I had Filipino friends growing up. So I was blessed with that. So really, like, I mean, I saw a good mix of things. So I didn't really see anything wrong with like anything race wise. I didn't think. But then I guess, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
See, the reason I say that is, and I'm not sure if this is the appropriate way of choice of words, but like I got, in a way, I got like the Filipino-ness being out of me, being surrounded by Mexicans. So yeah, I find that always interesting. Did I tell you, like, I was like only like one of 4 Filipinos in my school? Almost half. It doesn't matter. It's too much time to think about. But nonetheless, I always find that interesting. So yeah, high school. How was it?
How was high school?
Catholic high school.
I also went to a Catholic high school as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say it's still like a good mix of folks. Still white, black, Hispanic. But,
How was life?
I
itself?
mean,
yeah.
not that I see them for that, but life in high school. A lot of the time, I don't know. I usually just gravitated to like whoever just like wanted to hang out. I mean, most of the time, I guess I hung out with a very like niche isn't a very. That's a weird way to put it. I don't know. I always hang out with a bunch of like geeky folks. I will say like who like anime and stuff and video games. So that's something I really did enjoy, and also still do, but I don't make as much time anymore.
Because you are a busy man now.
So is that true?
Yeah. Okay. Your glasses are like collapsing. Like.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That was very Canadian. Sorry.
Sorry.
Hey. Yeah. So there's that.
And in the meantime, your faith. Were you caring about your faith? At all?
Yeah. So I guess when it comes to like faith development, even though like I was sent to like Catholic school for like K through 12. Oh, by the way, like there was one school that was for K through 8, so like middle school, kindergarten, grade school, and middle school were all one school. That was a parish and school combo of a thing, and then high school was a separate thing. That was also a Catholic school as well. So I went to 2 different schools.
But they were all Catholic.
Yeah, it was all. Yep. But those 2 things were separate. But like I guess when it comes to my faith and growing and all that, faith was, as one of the things I mentioned from the get-go, is like how I knew the faith was that it was a textbook. And for me, I grasped onto the faith as something like it was a subject. Something was like, oh, it's another thing to learn. Another thing that would look good on my report card if I did really well in. So definitely like it was always looked for my parents like, oh, like, yeah, you're doing great in religion. Yippee, you're learning about the faith. There's that. And then there's always like going to mass every weekend was something that my parents were especially keen on that we go to. And then my mom in particular, she's like very connected with the Filipino community at my home parish. So like definitely I got roped into a lot of like service through that. So like helping out with parish events and like pulling in for some like volunteering and sorts of things with that. So I became very but very well familiar with my local community in that sort of way in grade school and middle school, especially when like volunteering and becoming more involved was something that I went to do. I guess I also like tied with like Boy Scouts also, but that's
Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts.
Oh yeah, that's something else.
Look at little EJ, Boy
I don't
Scouts.
know much about Boy Scouts.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Scouts of America now.
But wait, something that you pointed out was interesting to me. So you went to Catholic school all K through 12. So there's a lot. Like, how do you feel? Like, because you were saying that you saw faith as a textbook.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That kind of like, I was like, oh really? Because like I thought it would be more like do you feel like it didn't really contribute that much to your faith, or do you feel like it did?
I will say that it at least laid out like some of the foundations for like at least like I was able to learn like the principles of like what the church stood on, like how it functioned, how the church is even organized, what are the fruits of the Holy Spirit.
That's a good one.
There's so niche.
I gotta teach my confirmation kids that too. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22.
But I will say like not much of it had to do. I mean, I also say textbook like, but there was the Bible also. But ironically, like,
you didn't read this textbook, did you?
I didn't really read the Bible as much. Mainly because like that was something like I was mainly just getting through mass, like hearing the day-to-day
the daily readings. The Sunday readings.
Every Friday for like K through 8, I would go to mass. So that was something that was
and then
we would wear a whole uniform and everything.
Yes, Catholic school typically.
So yeah, definitely like hearing the readings for that matter, and then like praying every so at the beginning of the day and the end of the school day. So there was that.
Oh, you guys prayed at the beginning of the day.
So, that was something on schedule that we would normally do.
Was there non-Catholic people in the school?
I bet there were, right?
Because I feel like usually there is, from what I've heard from my friends.
So Catholic schools, in terms of like education, they're way better than public schools, actually. Like way better.
I had a pleasant experience mainly because like my mom was literally working at my school
as
the cafeteria
nepotism.
Lady. That's not what it was for. She was like, she was trying to make sure that me and my siblings were okay because she sent me and my siblings to the same school, and also like make sure that we're eating well. So that's another thing.
Oh boy. How's the camera better? I just want you to check.
Oh, what's it shaking, huh? So yeah. I will say like.
Okay, it's fine.
Cafeteria leftovers are something
right?
I am quite fond of, and I guess leftovers in general.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, back to the faith and all that. So faith was more so a subject. Grasped onto things like that. Learned my prayers, got quizzed on them. Sure. I don't know. It felt like
do Catholics do Bible studies?
We discuss like passages and things like that, but like for something as like young as I am, like to understand like more into the text, that wasn't really something. But I think that was like something I got that classes were more geared towards, in understanding like, oh, who wrote the Bible, like, how do you look from JEDP, and like where these biblical scholars like based from, like that was something I started getting into more in high school. But when it was like K through 8, that initially, no, I didn't do all too much. It was mostly like, oh, how does this apply to your life? Like, what are some messages, morals that you can take away and apply to your own life? which I will say like probably formed the way I see things as I do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just like that Bible loving Christian in me is just salivating at the idea of just talking about.
All right, hold on.
Wait, what?
Talking about what?
Nothing. Yeah. Would you say you did believe in God? You did.
Yeah.
You know what this is? Because like a few minutes ago you were talking about like faith as being a textbook and all that study stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
dang, it was really.
Yeah, I did believe in that. For like, it was just like hammered for the most part. Not that I was, but
Hammered.
But I mean, I truly believed in it mainly because like I felt like my life rested on it. That I understood.
Yeah.
Tried to at least get a grasp of like something greater that I am. But yeah, I did believe in God, but I can't say like I had a relationship as much with him. I mean, sure, like we'd have like times of like reflection and prayer, but I don't think I took him all too seriously.
Yeah. Okay. Before we transition to like the college era of Emil John Simon.
Thanks.
Full name.
Yeah, full name. Catholic school is notoriously known for where the faith actually dies.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of want to point out because.
So.
Yeah, I also want to ask that.
How, compared to your friends, how did you kept the faith? Because okay, I'm not gonna act like every single Catholic lost their faith in Catholic school.
No.
But about half of them do. Either they didn't care in the first place, or they lose it another reason.
Yeah.
But obviously, growing up.
I know one of my cousins went to Catholic school, and he's an atheist now, or agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, my mom's like always been like, that's kind of interesting, because like he grew up here.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting because he did go to Catholic school, and then he just like.
Yeah, I was like, I liked this girl and kind of wanted to date her, and then when I talked to her about like Catholicism, she didn't like know anything, and it was like.
Catholic?
She's one of those like in name only Catholics, but she goes to mass, but she doesn't really practice type of deal. Yeah.
But that wait, you're talking. Oh.
Just talking about something else.
Oh, okay, I know, but this goes into another topic. But like, what if, like, is it necessarily a deal breaker? Like,
if somebody has a different religion, then
no, not necessarily. But it's like, what if inadvertently, just like through your own like expression of your faith and like your own practice, maybe like you can like open her eyes. Like I don't mean because like I don't know how I feel about like outwardly like going to convert people, but it's
no,
like
it's
sometimes
terrible.
I know it doesn't work. So like you can also lead by example.
Yeah, but we never went on a date. We never went forward from that. But it was like fascinating. It was like that. Wow, Catholic school and you didn't. That's it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, how did you feel seeing like? I don't know your life, so how did it feel seeing like other people like try to keep the faith, did not keep the faith?
I will say like yeah, as an alumnus from like Catholic school and all that, so yeah, not everyone like sticks around to keeping the faith past
high school.
Yeah, I've heard accounts like I actually last summer, so I went to I went to an alumnus retreat for my high school, and definitely I was like catching up with some folks and been hearing like, oh, like how some folks are, and definitely I've heard some like accounts from other people that I've known throughout high school and all that they mentioned that yeah, some folks have like fallen away from teachings that were once taught in class, and but I mean that's what it once was, or how it was thought, like just something taught in class, and not really much value came to it when I guess like other things seem more interesting, but also I don't know how to explain that further.
That's fine. Yeah, I was just wondering. It was just a thing that like opened my eyes when I was talking to that girl. But yeah, okay. College. Let's go.
Oh wait, could I ask something about Catholic school?
Yeah, sure.
Since you went there, I've also heard a lot of people in the U.S. say that people in Catholic school, like, either you're Catholic or you're like wilder than anyone else. Is that did you have that experience?
Wait, you're Catholic or wilder than anyone else?
Wilder?
Yes.
What do you mean by wilder? Like your typical
I met this
teenage.
one person. I don't know her name, but she told me that she went to Catholic school in Bakersfield, and one of my roommates is from Bakersfield. So after this, I asked her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like the people in that school were wild. Like it was like wilder than public school." And what this girl was saying was that like like apparently one of the teachers was like on OnlyFans, and like apparently like the kids, there's like a lot of drug problems and stuff like that. And my friend was like, oh yeah, like I've heard that Catholic school is like notorious for like that type of like behavior, like a lot more than like let's say like public school. Like they're notorious for it, like parties with like drugs and stuff like that. So I was just curious. I was like, did you see that? Because it's like a very interesting like juxtaposition. You're in a Catholic school, and then it's like there's like a reputation sometimes in some that it's like wild.
So I've only heard about individuals being wild, but not the actual school itself. So I don't know what you have to say.
From what I understand, like I wasn't really much in those circles to begin with. So if anything, there's things like I've heard like years later, and I was like, oh wow, I'm just like very oblivious. I don't know. I'm just like in a very constant state of bliss. Like honestly, like I'm not paying attention to like much drama going around me. But
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I kept pretty innocent for a lot of the time for things. But I mean, still like yeah, I reckon there are folks like that, and it's just I never really knew them as that because I just knew folks from a standpoint like, oh, these are my classmates, and nice to meet you, and I didn't really know them outside of that.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
I think that kind of like reflects also like maybe like the school environment. It wasn't like maybe like permeated. If that stuff did occur, maybe it didn't like permeate into like daily conversation and like.
Also, I guess like also most of the time I did do a lot of it. I did quite a bit of like campus ministry in high school, so I always looked at the good of things. So I never really thought anything like really poked into the like lives of others all too much. But I mean, for you to know a person like that's something you should do, but I was always too scared to like ask.
Yeah.
I see. That's fair.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Okay, speaking of campus ministry, this great transition.
Huh?
Okay, college. You are one busy man. So like, what like prompted you to do like all these kinds of things? Like, okay, we were talking about religion and we're talking about being Filipino. Let's put it back together now, where you are today. Yeah, what prompted you to join Newman and join the Filipino club at our college?
Oh,
and stuff like that.
You're in it's KP, right?
Kaibigan Filipino.
Yeah, but
Filipino friends in English.
Oh really? That's what it means.
Kaibigan means friend. Filipino,
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I've heard it as an acronym.
It's KP.
Yep.
KP. Okay, I didn't want to say it wrong. Oh, you're in it?
Yep.
Gosh.
We actually have an upcoming production, PCC, and I'm performing those, but that's something else.
Really? That's so cool.
So yeah, what prompted you? Yeah, campus ministry in high school. What prompted you to like come into college and join these groups, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so going into UCSD, like a lot of the things, like I had this whole like very like student-centered identity, like oh, I'm just like gonna do academics, just do my homework.
Typical Asian, as usual. I feel the same way. Don't worry, I feel the same way.
That's one way to interpret things.
No,
like,
my friends.
You bring out the stereotype, but you're like identify.
No, it literally is true. It literally is.
Yeah, I will say that's probably one thing that's very much ingrained in me, and I guess things stand a little bit different. But I mean, going into UCSD, like I really thought, going into UCSD, I'm gonna focus on my career, my future, work on academics. Like that's all you're gonna do, and like a social life, like that's already non-existent here.
Which is kind of false. You just have to look for it.
No, like
you just have to look for it.
You just have to look for it.
No, it's not that you think. You just do. You just look for folks, but I went to UCSD not really thinking that I'd meet folks because I thought just to lock in, and honestly, I kind of hate it when folks say that, but or
you hate lock in.
no, like I just like was like wow, I was like just to like pit like tunnel vision on things, which I think is a very unhealthy way of looking at academics, when like really like in life like you're balancing everything and you're not just solely focusing on academics, but which is something I still emphasize. But
that's so interesting that you like see it that way. I didn't think of it like that.
There's more to life than just school, which I come to more realize. But even still, like academics is something I still emphasize as well a student I am at UCSD. But yeah, I really thought I wasn't going to do orgs or anything of the sort. But God really works in mysterious ways.
The mysterious ways in question.
So I will say, like, I have met Finn and Shaner.
Oh boy.
So in the dorms,
You're
I
doxing him, full name and everything.
Yeah. Yo, since you already did, shout out to Finney and Shane there, bro. Shout out to him, bro.
love you, mate.
Faith, friendship, and
Mate.
service.
Yeah, I'd come to know him because we dormed together as housemate, as floor mate, or what? No.
Floor mates?
Suite mates. Sorry,
Floor
I'm like
mates.
fishing for the word.
We're really
Building mates.
building mates. Hey, yo,
College
building
mates.
Yo, college mates is weird.
UCSD mates.
Ugh.
Like, you're like
Yeah.
extrapolating. Acquaintance. Like,
Acquaintance.
you're like,
Were you acquaintances with Finney and
that's his middle name?
That is the dude's middle name. I have exposed you, Finian, and I don't care. Anyways, continue.
See, I'd come to know him at least, and didn't know that. Never really thought that I'd be going back to church after high school. Mainly because
You weren't antagonistic towards the faith, but you're just is it indifference, apathy?
it wasn't so much apathy, rather like also I just didn't know where to start up like my faith life all over again. Because like for a place like UCSD, isn't the most religious place.
Oh yeah, you could really say that. You could really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can say that. Isn't the most religious of a place, and also being a single person among like a mass of people, a C for that matter. Okay.
I don't know. Okay. I don't want you to clarify it with different words. Okay, continue.
I felt really lonely for a lot of the most time, even though like I thought I can be very self-sustaining, which was very much a pressure, like to be like very on your own. But not always that has to be the case. But Vin did introduce me to going to church like later down my first year. Then I started going to church. I remember like the first time like I went with him was that he took spin scooters. Him, me, and another friend of mine, we all went together like from campus riding that thing, the scooter for all the way to the Newman Center.
How much did it cost you?
Oh, not a dime, because we were like
You were using the $10, the free $10.
we were using all those fun coupons that you can scan on Reddit.
Was the trolley open back then? It was, right?
No,
Yeah, it was.
Actually, no, it wasn't.
Yes, because it was constructed in that area.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
So really, didn't really have much. I didn't even know how to use public transport for that matter either. So I really like stayed on campus because I was like, I don't know where to go and how to leave.
I
So
felt that. Like, I was acquainted with public transport when I moved here, and it was very intimidating.
Yeah.
And, like, the first time I tried to take public transport was to go to church. And for some reason, like, I couldn't get on the bus. And it was just so, like I was, like, about to have a breakdown. I was like, there's no way I can get on this bus.
Aww.
And my mom was still here because she came to, like, drop me off at college. And I called her. I was like, Mom, please come. Like, come to church with me. Like, please. Like, I could not get on the bus. Like, please.
It's either like I thought like you had to have a car to go someplace. Like if you had a car, like you were going places. If you didn't,
You're stuck on campus.
You're rotting in your room.
Yeah.
that's what it felt like for most of the time.
You came in 2021.
That sounds about right.
Is that right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
You
like,
left, you left some subjectivity to it, and I was like, what in the world? And it was,
confirming.
yeah, I remember the first time I took a bus, I was like third wheeling, like with my friend and his ex. I was like, how do you know which stop to take? And it's like, it just pulled down the yellow thing. I was like, how do they know that? I was like, that is the scariest thing ever, basically.
Oh, it just takes like a little bit of like, I don't know. I also like tried to research things too, but
The researching question.
But it is, I feel like people don't talk about it, but when you haven't taken public transport, it's very daunting.
It is actually scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'd taken it with my parents before, but, like...
I would say...
But it wasn't, like, a common occurrence at all.
Yeah.
But then I got here and I was, like, trying to figure out...
Also, America is just anti-public transport.
Yeah.
So.
That's...
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah.
We just got so much land that we forgot how to... Or not forgot, we just didn't figure out how to integrate everything, but that's something else.
The city was built by the car, and...
Honestly...
the automobile industry and its consequences. Anyways.
Yeah, so I rode scooters with him all the way to the Newman Center.
Yep.
But that was only like my taste of like going back to church. Like somebody was like, oh, like I can go back to church now. Like, and then like from then on, like some of my friends also in this on the same floor as that we lived in our first year, were interested in like, oh yeah, like let's go to church. Like all right, didn't sound like a bad idea or anything. I was like, yay, get to go. But then also over time it felt like, I guess this was me for like the first 2 years of coming to UCSD or being at UCSD, is that I as much as I was going to church with my friends, like I was looking for something a little bit more. But because as I said, like one of the things I used to do with church was like I would just mainly go there for mass, and then like I guess I get thrown in for an opportunity when my mom saw fit. And with my parents not around, like I mean, if they weren't throwing me into anything, like I wasn't doing anything. And that's when I was slowly like moving on to like this thought of like, okay, like if I wanted to really keep my faith or like really wanted to be more doing of something, like it's something you ought to like start for yourself. Like so that's what came around for me to do ministry for this third year. But that wasn't like the triggering thing, like just I felt like I had to do more. It was one time like when I was going home, I was taking the Amtrak home and the Metrolink and all that to get back home to visit my folks from, I forget, it was like winter break. It was something, but one of the things I used to do in high school was the One Life LA. It was like a walk for life sort of thing.
The walk for life, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
That's something that happens every year, like in January.
Yeah.
And that was, and coincidentally, that was the day that I did go home was a day that they were holding a rally for it.
You went on the Amtrak. You're going to
I went on the Amtrak, headed all the way to Union Station. Yep. And then here I see like all these students, like all these students like with their chaperones, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Chaperones.
I was like, oh, that's.
Is it still recording, Catalina? I don't know if I'm still.
Guy.
Okay.
So I see like these like high school students with their chaperones. I'm like, "What's going on?" I was like, "What's going on?" And then like I see their shirts, and like it's talking about like or these very like pro life things, and I was like, "Wait," I was like, "Oh, I used to do those things," and it reminded me. I was like, "Huh," I was like, "What am I doing now?" Like, where was the faith that I used to like do and be very a part of when my younger years, my high school years? Like, I did so much service, did campus ministry, did all that, but where was it being?
Where did it go?
Where is it in my life? Here I am, like my second year of UCSD. What am I doing? I mean, simply, I can't just. I thought like probably I shouldn't just keep it to just church. And I remember like going down like an escalator to go catch the red line going all the way. Catching one of the metro things, and I was like, dang, yeah, definitely I would like to do a whole lot more. And then roll around towards like the spring quarter of second year, like is when they offered like student ministry positions, and I was like, oh, maybe I can try that. Although the ironic thing is, I didn't know anyone in the Newman community whatsoever.
And you just went for it.
No, honestly, I just did. Like, yeah. I've been hearing like...
Wait, was it like a... Did you think about making this decision, or did you just go for it?
I kind of just went for it.
Holy smokes, bro. You were not ready for what you were going to do.
No, I was not.
This is last year?
Yeah, this is last spring.
Interesting. Yeah, so how would you become like close mates with all the people at the Newman Center?
Well, it
for one thing, because sorry, I didn't interrupt. Because Hamali said like last week's episode, Hamali was like saying like she didn't really know anybody at Newman, and then last year she did that SM and started going to Newman, and then her first retreat was Encounter, and it was like she finally got to like be close friends with people, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, so like with what happened with you?
And I just gave up, and I just
gave up.
Wait, in the sense, in the thought that like, just do it, just submit, just God take it.
That should be the thumbnail.
And I was like, I really want to do this, and it's just like I keep hearing like every time like I've been going to mass, like this is the time I'm still just going to mass for Newman, and it's like, oh, student minister applications are open, student minister applications are open, student minister applications are open, and in my head,
all of us at Catholic UCSD.
Yeah, sure. In my head, I'm like thinking, it's like, dang, that sounds like something I can do, something I used to do, something I think I can offer to God again. My very sociable self, but ironically I feel like that's something that's taken a bit of a turn for as of this past year.
A turn, interesting. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not that I saw this coming through as I imagined or planned for.
As for the Filipino org here.
Oh yeah, so slowly, since like year one, I thought I wasn't gonna join anything. But I had a friend who approached me and asked me like, "Oh, are you interested in volunteering for this upcoming conference?" I was like, "No, not really." I was like, "Oh, that's for high school students. Like, you get to like be a group leader and have a conversation with them and like I don't know, like let them bring about empowerment and seeing that like
empowerment.
That's a really big word. Sorry. And seeing how like you can get folks to like speak up and say things, not just say things, but like allow folks to like be more confident in their own voice and saying things.
Yeah.
Which for me, one, to be a leader, and to two, talk with people were two big things. I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound like I'm meant for that. So I was like, no. Yeah. And then constantly my friend would keep bugging me. So, and then I just couldn't help but just reconsider. And so I decided to just do it anyway. Along with another friend that she had gotten me to also volunteer with. And ever since that year I volunteered for that. And then like there was another conference late in the year. I volunteered for that. I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then like this past year and the past year, I volunteered for that again. I was like, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So slowly, like that just crept in for me. So I slowly got involved by that, and then at the end of the year, last year, at the same time, I'm doing like applications for Newman, or like a little bit past that, I think. Actually, this is the same time. She's like, oh yeah, you know what? I think it'd be great if you'd be on board for our branch for KP. Like you could do workshops. I was like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Workshops,
but at the same time, I didn't do my research. So
okay. So
but I just offered it up. I was like, okay, God,
offer it. Oh.
I was like, God, just like take whatever doubts from me. I was like, I could probably do it. Just like allow me to be like something of a resource or of service to others, because that's what I love doing, and that's something I define for love, at least in my perspective of things.
Callie, oh my gosh, my thing. Callie, why do you look like a nun?
What?
You look like a nun.
I'm wearing a headband.
It's just like the contrast, the colors are so bad. It just like morphs into like their habit, or it's called the thing.
Yeah.
The hood. Yeah.
It kind of look like.
Yeah.
Now you point it out.
Can I ask you a stupid question?
I may have a stupid answer. What?
Are you Filipino because you're Catholic, or are you Catholic because you're Filipino?
One more time.
I'm just kidding.
I'm a little slow.
The second part was really stupid. Are you Catholic because you're Filipino?
Am I Catholic because I'm Filipino, and how that's like traditionally how it is? I guess that's how I was weaned into it. So starting
little wean into it. I don't know what that was.
Okay. Yeah, I would say like my family, like my parents at least, like they were very much traditional in the way that like upbringing in the culture and the faith, like that's how I started out in getting to at least be acquainted with the faith, and then sending me off to school to learn more about the faith and like in that sort of sense. So there was that. But that was something I didn't really take too seriously as, again, something I saw as a subject of,
which is study. Wild. You're the first person I ever heard like who saw it as a subject, bro. Like you have a textbook and you didn't want to practice.
Every year we'd always get a new textbook.
Oh, sure. Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad, yeah.
But yeah, for volunteering and getting more involved with KP, Kaibigan Filipino. Yeah, just volunteering and just.
I'm a Filipino.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's a bit of Pinoy pride that goes into that, but even still, I don't know. Can't always invest everything into like, that sort of thought.
Filipino pride. That's funny. We're not Pinoy. We're Philams.
Yeah.
What?
Philam, Filipino American.
Oh.
Boy.
Yeah. So, like every Filipino born in America is like destined to be whitewashed, and I was gonna just running out of time.
The way that you looked at your skin. Sorry. Sorry, really at your watch. Sorry.
I'm the darkest in my family. I hope you know that. Anyways, my mom makes fun of me.
Really? Is there colorism?
Asian beauty centers.
Yep.
I should cut that out of the video. I don't want. If my mom finds my channel, she's gonna kill me. I don't know.
It's okay. We don't judge.
Okay, well, I'll keep it in. Anyways, you ever want to go back to the Philippines? That's the last topic.
Do I ever want to go back to the Philippines?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've been there like once, but I don't remember at all.
I've been twice. So, how old were you?
That I can't even remember. I think I was like 4 or 3.
4, 3.
But I honestly don't remember at all. So
yeah,
not a lick.
Dang, I was okay. I wonder if you came because I went to the Philippines 2 times. Once when I was 14, so that was 2012, and once when I was 2012. I can't do math. 2016, and the other was.
I was about to be like, you were born 1998.
Yeah, I'm 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1998.
1998. I'm still in college. And I went last 2 years ago. Age reveal. I went to the Philippines in 2022. Anyways, I was wondering if you had anything. I don't know. I feel like one of the things that sucks about America is you really. So okay, this is one thing real talk. One thing I'm jealous of Mexicans who especially are connected to their culture. They can just drive back to like TJ, and just go to their ranch, even though Mexico is a less than ideal country when it comes to politics and
Safety
crime.
and
Yeah, but Philippines is
It's
across the
far away.
ocean. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I do miss the Philippines. Yeah. Quick question: if you were to be in the Philippines, how fast would you learn Tagalog? For me, it would be 3 to 5 months, and I'll be fluent. As the longer I stay away from my parents, the more I lose it. Like I genuinely knew like a decent amount before I came back. So yeah.
Yep, use it or lose it. If
Yes.
you're not in that,
The attrition with your language is actually insane.
if you're not in that language environment where it's being used, it's not applicable and it's not important. So therefore, you're not engaging with using it, whether in thinking, saying,
or watching or listening. I mean, listen. Yeah.
that too.
You can't watch sound. But I mean, you watch. Okay. Anyways, yeah. What about you?
Not all too sure.
You have a thing for language, so
I think I'd probably pick it up pretty quick, actually. Usually, like, when anybody, like, speaks in Tagalog, like, especially when somebody's, like, really much older, so for all those Filipino titas and, like, my mom and my dad, like, when they start speaking, like, I straighten up, like, real quick. Like,
no, honestly,
like,
not real.
Are you like?
Yes.
I need to catch every word.
Yes.
So yeah, I would fold, like, and be very, like, respectful and, like, or not that I'm not, but I would be like, I feel like
respectfully or disrespectful or what?
no, I feel like I stiffen up like a whole lot when
Stiffen up.
I stiffen up like
around Filipinos.
Is it because you're nervous that you're gonna not say it right or that you're not gonna understand?
I don't know. It's just like out of like respect that like I at least try to communicate with them in a way that they know already. So like it's me like trying to communicate with them rather than they communicate with me. I don't know how to say that properly.
That's interesting because
like you're trying to match their language dialect.
Yeah.
So the problem is that my older brothers, my parents speak immediately in Tagalog, like immediately like that. When they speak to me, it's in English because like I think it's the one they developed. You know, like immigrant families, they become solely better at English when they get to like the younger sibling. They just give up.
Less.
They give up and just speak English to them.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me.
Oh,
but
are you the youngest?
That's why I was talking. Yeah, I am the youngest. Yeah, but I actually know it better than my middle brother. My older brother, he speaks pretty fluently, decently.
Have you tried speaking with your siblings, or do you speak in English with them?
I speak English with my middle brother. I try to speak with my older brother, but sometimes we're both like. I feel like sometimes the comprehension's a little off on my part, so it's like I don't know. But when my parents will always default to him, and I'm just like, Mom, like what the heck? And like I said, like it's funny because the more I said it already, I stay away from my family. Here I am in San Diego, my family back home in LA, and when I come back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know the basic words. I literally knew that word like 3 months ago.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was growing up, like my mom always says, she's like, by April you guys would start losing, like me and my brother, you would start losing like your fluency and you start like bringing in English into the conversation, and she'd be like, no, like speak Spanish. And then we'd go like to Colombia for the summer, and then we'd be like yapping away.
Yapping away.
Yeah.
Yapping away.
We'd come back, and then it's just like like the further we are,
Yeah.
as more time passes, you do lose some of that.
You still speak Spanish fluently, though.
No,
right?
I do. Like
Yeah.
we didn't fully lose it. It's just like we would
Yeah.
start like throwing more English into it.
Yeah, I have sorry, I just want to say I have no Filipinos like you, but I have no Filipinos that like talk to here who know Tagalog. Like, but the craziest thing is because I'm taking Spanish classes, I academically and grammatically know Spanish better than Tagalog, which is insane.
Well, because you're actively learning.
Yes.
As of
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
You should speak with people. Like
I should.
Yeah, like you guys.
Habla
Should speak.
contigo.
Ano ba na?
You guys should speak, and like with your siblings, I feel like it helps
Yeah.
because
It
like,
does.
It's
No,
like
it actually
another,
does.
It's another avenue to speak, and you could tell your parents. Like you could literally be like, "Can you guys please speak like to me in Tagalog?"
Ayonila. They don't like it.
They don't like it.
I told you it's just a tendency. I told like that's what I was telling you about earlier. That like since I am the younger sibling and since they're so used to speaking, like it's a habit for them to immediately go into English with me. If I respond to them in Tagalog, they do like 5 words and then back to English. It's literally that like habitual, I guess. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's 6-7. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Can you be the sellout?
Sell who out. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Okay, thank you.
I'll join the video.
Yep.
Like
yep.
and subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for being on, EJ.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us, Catalina. You actually talked way more than I expected, but it's pretty cool.
Okay.
You helped with the
I also
conversation.
coded like 7 variables. So
That's it.
yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Happy to be here.
So yeah.
Thank you both.
Of course. Okay, EJ. Bye, guys.